Got some breaking news out of Delta. Let's get to Phil LeBeau. Hey, Phil.
Carl, on the heels of Ken Chenault and Ken Frazier this morning, both in the New York Times and on Squawk Box, basically calling for corporate America to fight the repressive voter laws that have been passed in Georgia and are being considered in other states. These new laws that make it more restrictive in terms of the ability for people to vote. Delta CEO Ed Bastian out with an employee memo. This is it, just released a few minutes ago, essentially saying that Delta agrees that this law is too restrictive. A couple of quotes from the memo from Ed Bastian. He writes, however, I need to make it crystal clear that the final bill is unacceptable and does not match Delta's values. He goes on to write, it is evident that the bill includes provisions that will make it harder for many underrepresented voters, particularly black voters, to exercise their constitutional right to elect their representatives. That is wrong. Those are the words of Ed Bastian, Delta CEO. So we are starting to hear from some corporate executives following this call from Ken Chenault and Ken Frazier that corporate America needs to fight back against any voter laws that make it more restrictive for people to cast their ballots. And certainly Georgia is front and center. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Phil, just quickly, Carol Tomei, CEO of United Parcel, sent me a very interesting book recently about the history of African Americans who work for UPS, and it's stirring and it's a great story. How long before she has to come out? I mean, big employer, Atlanta, and I have to believe she's going to be out there saying something soon.
Well, you know, we reached out to Delta as soon as we heard, and I watched the interview with that Andrew did this morning with Ken Chenault and Ken Frazier, and we reached out immediately to Delta and we said, look, they're calling out executives and they're calling out corporations, and Atlanta is right in the center of all of this. What does Ed Bastian have to say? And they said he's going to have something in an employee memo. And it was within 45 minutes that we received this one. We don't think this was in response to the article in the Times or their appearance, Carl, on Squawk Box. I think that this has been, it's bubbling up. And I think that for Ed Bastian, today was the day that he had to put these words into a memo, and it's very clear Delta does not agree with the voter law that was passed in Georgia. Now, whether or not that leads to changes, separate question, but clearly they are on the record as saying it is too restrictive.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.